Welcome to Just Vibey Vibes. Welcome to our Raised in Africa series. Today, I'm going through my Instagram because if you follow me on Instagram, you would know that I posted a video, and the video I captioned it Africans, the root of Africa's problem. So today we're going to talk about that. First of all, watch this video, then we talk on it.
Yo, this is my quote, and I repeat: poverty is not the absence of natural resources, financial resources, or human resource. It is the absence of leadership. Okay. I'll begin by saying that when greed, tribalism, ethnocracy, and nepotism encapsulate a group of people, no matter how rich they may be, they will never see the future. Africans that have had the heart to push the continent Africa to another dimension have been destroyed by Africans. Most of the fathers of independence had their nations at heart, and if they were given the opportunity to execute what they intended to do, it would have been very possible for Africa to have emerged ere long. I will give you a few analyses that will shock you. A country like Togo got independence from France under the leadership of Sylvanus Olympio. Olympio did not want the France CFA. Olympio created the Togo currency. But a man called Iyadema Nasingbe was used to eliminate, that is a Togolese, used to eliminate a Togolese that has Togo at heart. Iyadema Nasingbe killed Sylvanus Olympio. You go down to Burkina Faso, there is this guy called Maurice Yamiyogo. He was the one that gave them independence. He was annihilated. The person that came later after him, Thomas Sankara, in 1987, he was eliminated by Blaise Compaoré. You come to Central African Republic, there's David Dacko. David Dacko was to change the nation in another dimension, but a man called Bokasawa used to eliminate him. You go down to Congo Brazzaville, there's this guy called Maro Ngouabi. Ngouabi also was eliminated through a coup d'etat. Now, if you go down to Guinea Equatorial here, there was this guy called Masias Ngema. It was his own cousin, Obiangema Basoko, that was used to eliminate him. You go down to Ghana, Osagie from Kwame Nkrumah had a good intention for the nation. It was Kotoko, his own clear neighbor, that eliminated him. You go to Nigeria, the guys of Nnamdi Azikiwe, they were eliminated by Paul close to them. Now, if you put it in a nutshell, you go to Mozambique, Samora Moise Machel, it was his close partner that eliminated him. The West, and I repeat, will never and ever have access to Africa until they use Africans. That's why I say what is eating the bean seed is within the bean seed. Africans are full with greed, full with ethnocracy, tribalism, and nepotism. And if nothing is done, we will keep on killing our best every year. As I talk to you recently, I will guarantee you all shorty that this guy Magufuli has convinced us against once more that Africa does not need any support out of the country. Lazarus Chakwera, in his 8-minute speech commemorating the death of Magufuli, he said, the unpredictable Magufuli. They did not know that leadership could run in Africa without money being borrowed from International Monetary Fund, because they did not know Magufuli was coming. They did not know that projects could be set up and executed on time, because they did not know Magufuli was coming. They did not know that somebody could not pay attention to General Assembly of the United Nations. They did not know Magufuli was coming. African presidents have given us the impression that you must borrow to succeed. Before Magufuli came to power, most of the mines in Tanzania were privatized. But what he did was that he came back and then sanctioned the foreign companies that were mining in Tanzania until 16% of those particular mines were given back as ownership back to Tanzania. A scenario occurred in Zambia. Zambia is the best producer of copper. You have the copper belt in Zambia. Zambia sold that copper belt to an American firm upfront without payment, that they will exploit the copper and pay them later. American firm came, took that particular copper belt, turned it within 2 years and paid the money upfront, and is giving Zambia a 0.00 something% as royalty for their mine. Was that colonialism? It is talking about stupidity and poor management. Who brought gun to give that copper belt to America? Nobody brought gun. When last did you see Europeans using prestation, assimilation, or indirect rule in Africa? It's no longer there. Let us consider the fact that they are taking a greater chunk of our resources. The balance we have here is very possible for us to manage those things. How can a man come in 5 years' time without borrowing a dime from International Monetary Fund, a dime from World Bank? He was able to restore 6 aircrafts into the Tanzania airline. He was able to build bridges, build railway, restore back the Julius Nyerere hydroelectricity project that could give Tanzania 99% guarantee of electricity throughout the year without borrowing a dime. China proposed to borrow him 10 billion to reconstruct and expand the port in Dar es Salaam. He refused, yet the port was under extension. Where did he get the money? That's what we are talking about. A man that came and gave free education to all government schools in Tanzania. Mr. Leo, 20,000 ghost workers were discovered. That's where our money is going to. That's not colonialism. He also arrested 14,000 unqualified workers in the government. Those 34,000 persons who were earning salary they did not merit is what was melting down the economy. It was not the colonial master. I think if we go down to most African countries, there are people who are earning salaries that do not exist in the government. Where is colonialism in all these things I have outlined? A man who said that education is free for girls, but the moment you become pregnant, your family will start paying fees. A nice way of fighting moral decadence. Who are we going to blame? Where did he get the money? He came and saw the hospital. President that goes down to the hospital. Beds were scattered, rotting. Patients were sleeping on the floor. He fired the entire medical staff and gave them 1 month to repair all the beds in Tanzania. And suddenly from nowhere, the beds were repaired in the space of 2 months. Okay.
You know, one thing is that I would say as a Nigerian, we are kind of like a bit shallow-minded. There are so many Nigerians actually, like the Yorubas for instance. Yes, I'm coming for you guys. They don't know like all the other tribes or any other thing in Nigeria. They always think that anybody from the other side is Igbos and Hausas. Like some people don't even know about Middle Belt, you know, like even Nigerians don't know how diverse and how big Nigerians is. Most of them don't even know any places in Nigeria. They don't really know other places except Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. And that's all they know. They don't know nothing else, you know. And they've not even been to other places. So that's one thing. So then if Nigerians don't even know that, don't know how other African countries are. So we as Nigerians too, somehow we don't even know other African countries. Like now I know some African countries because I've been researching, I've been watching videos based like African based and just for Africans. So I've been watching a lot of that. So now I know a bit about other African countries. Still I do not know all the African countries, but I know lots of them. But the same thing. So now what I'm saying is this, right? Hearing this, if you're someone that don't know about all the other countries, you'll be like, wow, because you never see that all these things are happening. But then now you understand. But the question is, are Africans the root of Africans' problem? I would say yes. I know some people will say no, but why would you be so greedy? It's the greed for me. It is the greed. Because the greed to keep your people chained. Forgetting that in like manner, you're actually keeping yourself chained. It is the greed. It's that kind of greed that, what is the reason? And the kind of wicked heart, like the unpatriotism. We don't, like most people can say, oh, they are patriotic. Are you really patriotic? Or you're patriotic because it is favoring you? Is that your patriotism? Because lots of people are unpatriotic. That's why when you go on social media, people are just trying a way to leave the country. I want to Japan. They want to leave. Because everybody is so selfish. So how many people are really patriotic? Because there are some things, there's a story I want to talk about that kind of, you know, when I think that some people are patriotic and then they show, like, you know, something happens and you're like, come, do these people really care? or is it for their own gain? So that is just one of the things I want to really talk about today. We have to. I feel like this is the time for us to even stop looking at our leaders. I know they need to put things in place that will help industrialize, that will help us for growth. But any little thing you can do. I know lots of people look down on farming, but why? In Europe, in UK here, farmers are very rich. And farmers are going to be the billionaires of tomorrow. I am telling you, farming is where the money would be. So I don't care if what you have is just the front of your house. Start farming something. Start planting something. Because see, let's say things really go wrong. Like, let's say, like, you know, the way this whole pandemic that happened. Let's imagine that it was in the case where you can't even move. Like, all you need was in your house. How many people are going to survive? You need to start planting things in your garden. If you're in Africa, you have space somewhere in front of your house. Plant something. And your soils are good. Plant something. Anything. If it's pepper, plant. If it is some vegetables, just plant something. Plant. Try and do that. We need to take ourselves seriously. Look around you. Be industrious. It's not about having big money. Look around you and see one little thing you can do. Don't look at people and they want to laugh at you or want to be like that. The one guy posted on Instablog Nigeria and said that if someone has 35k and has 1,000 naira and have a wife that works, then they can survive. And some people were just like looking down and laughing at it. But I don't see anything to look down or anything to laugh at, because at the end of the day, what he's saying is not wrong. He was right. I don't know what Nigeria these people are living in, because if Nigeria is the poverty capital of the world, like they say, is most people are not even earning 35k. I do understand that, yes, if you're earning 35k and your wife is working, let's say your wife is also earning 30 or 35k, yeah, you guys are not going to be balling, you're not going to be driving cars or living in the best house, but you are going to be able to survive. If you have 1 or 2 children, you'll be able to send them to a government school, take care of them. And maybe if both of you can even do one small business, let's say in front of your house or something else, then maybe you guys will be able to actually really survive. Even with that money alone, people can survive. Because think about it, you pay your rent once in a year. If for every month you can be able to save 10,000 naira, you can be able to maybe find like a self-contained, depending on what city you're living in though, let's be honest. If you're not living in like a city that is very expensive, you can be able to save some money. Even if it's a 1 room, you guys can rent, or if it is a self-contained, you guys can rent and you guys can stay there. With the money that both of you make, you can do that. And you can pay your other bills, small, whatever way you can pay them. And then you guys can live and eat and all the stuff. Yes, that money would be enough to marry and at least have 2 children. So I don't understand where all these people, I know, like if you want your child to go to the best private school, you want to drive the best cars, or you just want to even drive a car or whatever, then yeah, that money might not be enough. But I don't know. People on social media, they're just living a fake life. That's the truth. Because most of them, their parents will not even earn 35k a month. And they are there doing Please. Okay, so I don't even know why I even talked about that right now. But yeah, we need to just start small. We need to take this poverty mentality out from our head. As long as, I've said it before and I will say it again, as long as you have a roof over your head, you have food to eat, you have clothes to wear, you're not poor. Most people in the world, in the America that you're looking at, the Europe that you're looking at, Canada that you're looking at, Russia, wherever you're looking at, most people, that is what they have. And there are people in those countries that don't even have that. But most people that you think are balling and living like, even most people that come back home and then they have money because they do exchange rate, because our money is devalued. They do exchange rate and then they have a lot of money and then they come, they spend the money and you think they're balling. That is what they have in that country that you're going to. Some of them are sharing flats, like they have families and they're sharing flats with someone. They might just be 3 or 4 even living in one room. They're not telling you that. They're in UK, that's how they're living. Husband, wife, children in one room. So don't think that, or like maybe 2 rooms, or maybe they will even have a house and then they will have to rent some rooms out. So that way they can even be getting some extra money coming in. So don't let another person make you feel like your life is not good enough. Don't let anybody do you. Just be true to yourself and be happy exactly how you are. Don't start trying to live a big life that is not for you. or that is not for you at that particular time. Hopefully, if you can build well, you can be there for your children. Like I didn't grow up rich, but by God's grace, my children will not grow up the same way that I grew up. They're going to grow up better than I did. Like the environment and everything will be better than I did, and hopefully their children will have it and will build generational wealth. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, I had very humble beginnings, but I love my humble beginnings. I will not change if anything. We're really, really happy. I grew up from a home whereby I was actually happy. My environment was happy, was smiley. I didn't even know that we were not even balling. Like, I knew we're not rich, but I didn't feel anyhow. And people might, nowadays, people can say we're poor, but we were never poor. I've said that before, we were never poor. We didn't feel poor, we didn't look poor, we didn't act poor, we were never poor. So that's that. Okay, until I see you some other time. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.